Hello, my name is Jenna Brown, and in this short film, I'm going to take you through some exercises to help relax and cool down the voice after you might have been singing high, sustained, long phrases, perhaps in some early music settings for a long time. This is going to help to bring everything back down to its speech pitch and to ensure that it is made as loose and relaxed as possible following that high intensity workout of singing. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start to encourage our voice to come down from its very highest pitches back towards its usual resting place for speech. Now that will vary from person to person, so whilst I'll be demonstrating some of the exercises, you don't feel that your pitches have to match mine. So on a hum, very gently, we're going to go from the highest notes we've been singing down towards our speech register. And as we're doing this and repeating this each time, we're coming down a little bit further. So the top note we start on is a little bit lower each time. And we're going to just let the voice fall down to the lower pitches. We're not going to try and control it, trying to perfect it or have a specific thing happen. We're just going to let it fall away to where it naturally wants to rest in your lower register. And you might continue that as slowly and for as long as feels comfortable for you to really bring the voice back down to its lower setting. So now we're going to take our awareness into our articulators, into the muscles of the head, jaw, neck, and we're going to start helping encourage them to release. So if we've been very mindful during performance of raising our palate, keeping our tongue forward and high to create those brighter tones, perhaps if you've been singing early music and you've been singing quite straight and limiting vibrato, we're going to start to relax the muscles that have been involved in those processes. So the first thing we're going to do is just to take our awareness to this region of the body. So we're going to hum on our lower pitch, so something that is in your comfortable speech range. We're going to do a single tone sustained hum, and as we do that, perhaps with the eyes closed or the gaze softened towards the floor, we're going to take awareness using our hands as a guide to all these muscles, perhaps starting at the top here, around the temples, around the temporalis muscle, remembering that we might want to also have our hands here as it spreads around the top of the head. We're then going to bring our hands down over our cheekbones, relaxing these muscles here, coming down to the TMJ, noticing what position, how alert and energized that muscle has been, and that joint and everything there coming down to the corners, the jaw round, considering the mouth. So we're going to slowly hum and take our hands into that awareness, flowing all the way down through the sternocleidomastoid muscles into the neck, down towards the collarbone, and just resting here. We won't go any lower than this. Just noticing, and if something feels like it could relax a little further, it doesn't have to work as hard now as it has been doing, just giving a mindful instruction and setting an intention for that muscle and allowing it to release its energy. So starting here, a hum in your comfortable lower speech register. Remember, if something feels like it needs some help fulfilling the intention to release and relax, you can just gently circle the fingers or apply a little more pressure or a little less pressure to that area to encourage that release and relaxation. So really noticing for you, not just how it feels externally, but as you're humming, the change perhaps in the palate from where you might have had more lift and the change in the tongue when you were singing higher to how it is now, and just letting everything come down. And to encourage some more release of the muscles of the face, continuing with this, we're going to leave a little bit of space between the teeth, so with the mouth slightly open. And we're just going to use our fingers externally to find the gap between the top and the bottom teeth. And we're just going to gently apply a little bit of pressure here, perhaps a little bit of circling from the fingers, depending on what feels good for you. And we're just going to slowly encourage the release of this point here, between the top and the bottom teeth. And then taking a thumb onto the chin and then back until you feel the softness of the floor of the mouth and the root of the tongue. We're just going to release that muscle there by wobbling from side to side. Again, it may feel comfortable for you to have the mouth slightly open to encourage all of this to be released down from its higher position. And you can continue that for as long as feels useful and helpful and releasing for you. Keeping our awareness in the mouth, in this part of the body, we're going to just allow the tongue to rest on the bottom lip. And as you're doing that, take the awareness into your jaw. Think about whether anything in the jaw and the TMJ around here could be looser or released. Also taking some awareness now into the shoulders, considering their position, and letting out a sigh as our tongue is in this position, and letting some release of the breath down through the body. And again, breathing in and then sighing out. And this time we're going to keep the tongue in that forward out position on the bottom lip. And we're just going to take the head forward. So keeping in that position, really enjoying the stretch into the back of the neck. Again, continuing with the in-breath followed by a sigh to help release the shoulders and releasing everything. These muscles of the neck, these supporting muscles. And when you've been in that position for a while, you then might like to release the breath and release everything even further. And for that, we're going to use some lip trills. So we're going to do this unvoiced. So this is our classic horse noise. So we're just sending the breath out. All the time being mindfully aware of how the various muscular structures of the body are feeling and allowing them to sink down towards the floor. It may be helpful to have very loose and relaxed hands hanging by your side. And you can repeat that as many times as feels useful for you. And now, thinking about bringing the voice back into speech again, we're going to sustain a low hum again. And just keep the awareness of the body down, flowing down to the ground. After a few more hums, just to really sink into that lower pitch, we're going to bring our voice back into speech. So we're going to start by counting from 10 down to 0 in our sung pitch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, we're not aiming for that high, bright, ringy feeling. We're aiming for everything to be loose and relaxed here. And you can use your hands to encourage the muscles if that feels good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Next on the same pitch, but more of a spoken pitch rather than the sung, the same thing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And allowing the jaw now to take a yawn position. Letting some breath release into that yawn. And making an H sound, a sound as you breathe out through that yawn, letting the shoulders and the muscles of the head and neck and jaw release down. It may feel good for you to do this with the tongue in the position resting on the bottom lip. And then we're going to go to a silent exhale of air. It's the same position of yawn that we just had, but this time with the air rushing through, but no sound. As you're doing this, letting the body move as it wants to, noticing whether your neck is lengthening into the back, whether it feels like your chin wants to come up, perhaps to the side. Just taking your awareness mindfully into this portion of your body and moving, even subtly, adjusting for optimum comfort, rest, and relaxation. Focusing on that long, exhaled but relaxed out breath. And the final thing we're going to do is do a fold down of the body, tucking the chin into the chest, leading with the top of your head and folding all the way down, keeping the knees soft to a hanging position, bent over. You can go down all the way to the ground or stop halfway. Go within your comfortable range of movement and do that silent exhale of side air in that position a couple of times before gently, with the chin remaining tucked in to the chest, stacking each vertebrae, coming back up to standing, taking the shoulders up, back, and dropping them as you lift the chin to your final position. And then shaking out all those muscles, feet, legs, circling of hips, arms, hands, fingers, and coming back into your spoken, resting, everyday vocal position.
We hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe and share. It helps us get a much wider reach.